Hey guys, I just wanted to take the time to celebrate World Breastfeeding Week. It was August 1st to today, August 7th, and I wanted to take this time to share my personal breastfeeding journey. So I started trying to breastfeed back in 2013. That's when I had my first son, and it was terrible. Um, Nobody was like, I had a little bit of support, but there was a lot of people that were like, ew, you're breastfeeding, don't do that. But then I like had my auntie who would try to help me. And I want to say I was never successful, but I definitely tried for a good maybe week, maybe 2 weeks. And then I just gave up. It just seemed so hard. And I will say at that time, I want to say I was maybe 19. So it was all new to me. I like heard great things about it, but it was not successful for me. But then I got pregnant again in 2015 of December, and I was like, okay, we're gonna try this again. I think I can do this. And for him, I think it lasted maybe around a month, maybe a little over a month. It was still a struggle. Maybe there were like a couple of times where there was a successful latch, but at that time I got like a lactation consultant involved, go to the hospital for help. I really tried to give it a go. I was also in college at that time, so sometimes I didn't like feel like getting up. And I remember a time where like I had to breastfeed him because we were running low on formula, and it was the middle of the night. I had a test the next day, and so that didn't last very well. Like I think I said a little bit over a month, and then that stopped. I went to formula again. Okay. If y'all notice all these pauses, it's because I'm going through some allergy stuff right now. So my eyes are kind of like itchy and watery and red. And I know I keep sneezing all over the place. So sorry about that. Okay. So they say third time's a charm. So with my son that I had in 2021, I was super determined to do this. I got involved with the WIC Breastfeeding Center. They were super supportive. I joined like Facebook groups that was super supportive. I had more people in my family that were pros at doing breastfeeding, like my cousin Tashara, my sister Balaji, my cousin's wife, Justine, who else? My auntie, Watisha. Like my auntie Watisha and Tashara have always kind of like been in my corner when it comes to breastfeeding. So yeah, I just had a lot more support, a lot more people I could ask questions for, or ask questions to, not for. And that really helped a lot, in addition to like the lactation consultants, stuff like that. But having all of those people to like talk through and process all of the questions helped out a lot. Some of the things that were like challenging to go over or like process was like this whole debate about whether to introduce the babies to formula, because I was having a hard time breastfeeding. Like the milk wasn't coming in, the supply was low, but then I was told like, oh, during your first week, the supply is going to be low. It takes about, I want to say between like 5 to 7 days before your milk fully comes in. Every time we would go to a doctor's appointment, me and my partner, we go to a doctor's appointment, the baby's weight would just be low, like low. And that was very concerning for both of us, but especially my partner. He was like, just quit. Give him the formula. And I was like, no, that's going to ruin everything. And he's not going to want my breast if I give him the formula. And then just talk to the doctors and talking to everybody. They're like, that's completely normal. Do what you got to do. If you need to give him a little bit of formula, go for it. It's going to be okay. And it was. Like, I was able to give him formula and breastfeed him. And he didn't, like, turn my breast away. It was okay. So that was one thing. All right, another thing was like the whole pacifier situation. So like, of course he would cry. And so I'm used to giving my kids pacifiers. And so for this one, I was like, no, I don't want to give him a pacifier until he latches on properly, because I don't want him to get used to like a certain kind of nipple, because I was like looking at a lot of stuff that said like it's bad for you to do that, but then there's also like conflicting information that says it's okay. And so I went to, the experts, the people that have done this before, and they were like, yeah, if you give him a pacifier, it'll be okay. He's gonna still latch on. And once again, they were right. Okay, and then the last thing that I could think of like was like I wouldn't call it an issue, but like breastfeeding in public, because everybody definitely has their opinions on that. Like your baby's hungry, you gotta whip your boob out, you get your cover, your blanket, or whatever you need. Or some people don't want to, cover it up. It's natural, it's their food. They can do whatever they want. So I remember going to like a family function. I didn't have any like breast milk put away to go into a bottle, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna get brave and I'm gonna breastfeed, in front of my family. And you got some people that are like, ew, put your boobs away, that's nasty. And then luckily I had one of my supporters there, which is my cousin Tashara, and she was like, why is this nasty? He eating just like you eating your plate of food, he drinking the breast milk, it's the same thing. So like, just having, like I said, having people in your corner, it make a difference, because I was ashamed, hearing that at first, but just having people to like stick up for you and they understand where you're coming from, it just means a lot. So yeah, it's just good to process these kinds of thoughts with other people that have had these experiences, because for me, I just didn't want to do it wrong. I didn't want to fail a third time in a row, and I felt like I was like not doing it right. And by me asking like those questions and talking to people, it was like, do what you need to do what you got to do, it's okay. And yeah, that support was just like really key in being successful in breastfeeding. So yeah, and I mean, the pro of breastfeeding is that you don't gotta buy formula. When the baby get hungry, roll over, pull out your boob, call it a day. You could be laying right there, they tucked under you, and you're saving money. Get that bonding experience. I want to say I breastfed my last son my goal was 2 years, and I wanted to stop, but he did not want to stop. So more power to him. He just did as long as he could. We definitely stopped maybe a little bit after 2 years old, because I went back to work and it started to get hard to like pump at work, and not because nobody gave me no space to do it or anything. It was just like the rock hardness in your boobs when you got to pump when you at work. It just was not coming out as fast as I wanted it to. So my boobs would be rock hard at work, and it would be painful, and I gotta work with my kids, and I was just like, oh, this gotta stop. And then another situation was when I needed a break from my kids. I sent them to their grandma's house to be with their aunties and their cousins. And then, like, I found out real quick that a baby is the best breast pump. But I mean that in the nicest way possible. Because my baby is the only kid that could, well, of course he was the only kid because he's my kid, but the only thing that could get my boobs to be squishy again, to give it all the hardness. And it was the fastest way and the easiest way, because those pumps while he was gone was not working. Like, you could ask my sisters. I literally paid them to bring my son back to me. I don't care. I didn't care if I had to meet him halfway or what. I was like, please bring him back to me. My boobs hurt. I lasted like 3 days, and I really tried to pump and everything, but I needed him back. So, and if you thought breastfeeding was hard, weaning is a whole nother beast. You need your support for that too. Trying to take off some feedings and trying to see like where you could take off breastfeeding and replace it with a bottle, and find the science and how to get them to stop breastfeeding. So yeah, I'm trying not to see it again. Okay. So yeah, back to the story. Okay, so yeah, I'm currently pregnant again, boy number 4, and And I am going to breastfeed again. I feel a lot more confident. I think I just have to work on like my transition when I go back to work with the breastfeeding and stuff again, because like I said, my boobs was getting rock hard and it was getting uncomfortable. But I will definitely breastfeed again. I'll, take into consideration if my breast milk or my breast supply is not, if it doesn't come in the first week, that I'm okay with doing some formula until then. I forgot one more thing. So like the breast pump that I used, that was like one of the like breast pumps that you get. I want to say, I think I got it off WIC or Medicaid. I don't remember, but I think this time around I want to try. I think they call it like the S9 Pro or S12 Pro, like the hands-free one. That might be what the difference, like, I don't know, I want to say that might be like what I need for when I go to work, because I had to like plug up the breast pump, get the cups out, sit down, and I couldn't move around. So I think next time I'll probably get like I guess it's a wireless breast pump to try to help me out with that. So we shall see. And I'll definitely keep the WIC breastfeeding program in my corner, and all of my support people and Facebook groups and family members in my corner as well. Because like I said, they're the ones who help me keep moving forward and keep going, and encourage me to keep going. So yeah, if you're a first-time breastfeeding mom, I know it's hard. I know that it is a journey. If you like really want to do it, just ask questions. I promise you ain't the first person to ask these kind of questions and have those kind of thoughts. Somebody out there have asked those questions, wondered the same thing, and just reach out. They like that community is always happy to help. So yeah, happy World Breastfeeding Week.